Is this where the Mirana now comes in?
So.
Oh, there it is!
Oh, there it is, baby!
We did it!
She's done it.
Set him up.
I've done my job. You guys
right.
take the rest of the draft.
No, I
can't. Is that Phoenix pick
on,
often a reaction to a Winter Wyvern? Because it's a good Winter Wyvern counter, or are you happy with that as a pick, whatever?
Yeah, this second phase of the draft has pretty much been like, you know, we pick Phoenix, you go Mirana. You know, it's kind of very, because of this, we go that. Like, Phoenix for the Wyvern, Mirana for the Phoenix, and yeah, it's pretty good. I think the main thing for Ghost Frogs now is they are leaning more towards a skirmishing style of lineup where they're going to play around, like how Enigma played around their TA. Top net worth, she jumps in, everyone plays behind. There's not going to be this like easy drop spells on the ground, kill heroes. Sure, there's 2 more picks, but the main idea right now is just kind of playing around this key hero, and that's where Smashes, they're not going to feel too offbeat by this because, of course, Phoenix is very good against TA. TA jumps you, you get Spirit off, you just egg, you're chill. TA's now initiated the fight and now can't get out. And we get to see the return of the Gilga Hoodwink. Absolutely amazing performance yesterday. I believe SUNSfan was quoting how he'd never missed a bushwhack, and then 3 seconds later he missed a bushwhack. So that was unfortunate, but
don't say that again, SUNSfan.
Yes, exactly.
Don't mention his bushwhacks. Keep him entirely off the record.
Exactly.
Smash has played Hoodwink in all 3 games yesterday, so this makes it 4 of 4. They very much like this hero. Sheep, we've seen a lot of Hoodwink this qualifiers. I think it's either the most or second most played hero. I think Lion's the most. Talk to me a little bit about why a team like Hellbear Smashers would love this hero so much.
I think Hoodwink is just this really nice hero in lane. She's able to poke really effectively. Her spells are great. This nuke from her ult, with the break on top of it, allows you to burst so many of these heroes. They're playing into a Wyvern. You want to have something that bursts this cold embrace, especially after they pick up the locket. And I think a hero like Hoodwink, especially with potentially a Vessel Phoenix on top of that, is something that can easily do that for them. So I just think that's a really great magic burst for that. Alongside the Lina, her Laguna, they have this pure damage on Axe. I think they've addressed this Wyvern really well. I think they won't have any problems this game getting really good pickoffs onto Ghost Frog. I think that's what enables them with this Hoodwink pick.
Great. Spectre ban on Ghost Frogs. Hellbear Smash is looking for final ban. So what are these 2 teams looking for, T? We're looking probably for a carry on Smashers.
Yes, Smashers, they mostly need a carry. I don't think they want to change up the lane. Like, even if you go, like, Ghost Frogs pick Drow to try and counter these bigger offlaners, so these melee offlaners, because you can just poke and prod the entire time. But because of the Wyvern factor, like, this hero is like 47 damage, has like a 40-second cooldown Arctic burn. Like, you feel like a creep half the time. So I think this Axe and Hoodwink together should be pretty decent against a Drow. Like, it's not like the end of the lane. Yeah, Ghost Frogs as well. They need the big offlaner. They need like the Toby hero to come on in and park himself in front of these very squishy heroes. Like, TA can farm quite quickly to become tanky, but they need that someone. They
need something with a stun, maybe.
Yeah,
perhaps
like a Sand King.
Ooh. I would go with like a Pangolier or something, just to cut through the ranks and kind of make it a little bit more chaotic. Yeah, it probably sounds a bit bad. You could even go Beastmaster and just fully subscribe to like the Vavavoom ranged core thing. No.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like Pango, but he's super weak, squishy.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, what are you talking about, Vavavoom? I'm sorry to bring it back to whatever you just said.
They go for a tie. No, it was more like a, like a woo. Okay. I just said words and it sounded good. I was making sounds, not words. It's a new form analysis,
But the draft, guys, the draft is Tide Hunter. I don't know about it, because we saw Hellbear's Tide against. No, was it Hellbear's Tide? We saw her Tide, and he got bursted really hard yesterday. Yeah, mind controls. And it was this Hoodwink act. This Hoodwink is so good at helping kill Tide because of the break on the ult. So I don't know about it. I feel a little bit worried, but it kind of definitely fits what Ghost Frog needs. So it can just enable these 2 ranged cores pretty well.
Yeah. They needed that person just to stand in front, be it this Underlord, be it this Tidehunter, whatever. Like, yeah, this is going to be a hero that they all huddle around. If they get jump, Ravage, you right click, you should be fine. But it's very much like, if Ravage is wasted or that hero is picked off, you can't really protect yourself. And Oh, the Ace Arc Warden.
I love Ace's Arc Warden.
It's pretty good. Yeah, I for some reason he was playing unranked the other day, right? And he just picked Arc Warden, and he just had like 1,000 GPM on Arc Warden. It was like, all right, mate, why are you here in this game? Why are you doing this to me? But yeah, it was. But no, yeah, Arc Warden will be pretty good against the idea of Ghost Frog's lineup, because in lane you have a good time against Tide, and the main principle of Ghost Frog lineup is Drow plus TA wants to push early. If Arc just delays that by 10-15 minutes, you get over that hurdle of Ghost Frog's timing, and then everyone else will find farm on the map. So I like the idea of this hero, and yeah, it should delay long enough to deal with what Ghost Frog has.
How about you, Sheep?
Oh no, I love this Arc Warden pick. I think Ghost Frogs don't have any heroes that can pressure him really well early on. You don't have these low cooldown stunners like Lion to come walk around mid and smack him. You have a Mirana with no setup from your mid. It's really awkward, I think, for Ghost Frogs to play, so I don't really like that much. So I'm super in Hellbear's court here. Let's go.
Okay, great. 2 people in Hellbear's court, but what will happen in this game? We're going to pass over to our casters, the sensational SUNSfan and SyndereN, to take us through game 1.
Thank you. I feel like he used that word before, SyndereN.
No,
Am I wrong?
he didn't. I'm just thinking when he runs out.
And there's only so many words you can do, okay? I'm impressed, though. Although that one I thought he redid. But if you're going to tell me he didn't, then that's fine. SUNSfan here with SyndereN. SyndereN, you just got your camera working. I was really excited to solo cast. I know a lot of people that are watching would have loved my analysis.
You were not going to solo cast, but I wouldn't have been on the camera just now. For some reason, it just decided, hey, I don't want to work right now. And then I was like, you have to work. So,
oh, that's how you talk to your webcam. That explains a lot about your life habits.
Yeah,
how are you doing,
I'm
SyndereN?
pretty weird.
Good. How are you doing? You're pretty weird. That's your answer to how you're doing. Yeah. Okay, great. Anyway,
I'm
we have
pretty
Ghost
weird.
Frogs versus Hellbear Smashers. Game 1 of a best of 3 SyndereN in the lower bracket, round 2. Winner of this plays, I believe it is Viking or Chicken Fighters, depending on the results of that bad boy. So, should be going. Obviously, this is for TI quals. You lose, you are out. You will not be going to TI unless you are a spectator, which I don't even know if they're allowing spectators. I guess they didn't really technically announce that today.
I'm not completely sure what the details they said on that. I don't know if they know yet either, fully, to the full capacity of what's going to happen. But yeah, obviously the announcement of Bucharest and the arena it sounds huge. So it's going to be really exciting to see what we get to do. But we need to get there first, and it's in 3 months. But we will find out who gets to play in the next 3 days. Gilgir is currently finding out what it feels like to be hit by TA, and it doesn't feel too bad, actually, when TA is level 1, so he's going to take the banner and move on. Yeah, I just quickly want to follow up on what the panel said. I do think this is a really good Arc Warden game as well. Usually when you're Arc Warden, the stuff you don't want to face is heroes coming in close on top of you, like some sort of heavy burst, or heroes that just kill you in the bubble, like PA is a great example of a hero against Arc Warden. Phantom Lancer, these carries that just get up nice and close and personal. Ursa, but you're not facing any of that. You're playing against Drow and TA as the cores, so you will have a ranged battle, and that just makes Magnetic Field amazing until MKB comes into play. And it's also a comfort pick for Ace. I think for Smashers, this should set them up for a nice game. They got their X. I think that was Rasmus's standout hero yesterday. And we'll see what Ghost Frogs bring to the table today. This is obviously their first game of the qualifiers, starting in the lower set.
Absolutely. I do wonder what kind of a person you have to be for Arc Warden to be your comfort hero.
Yes.
But that's another discussion entirely. I mean, at the very least, we get to cast some, which isn't the most... it's not the most picked hero by any... I think we had maybe one game at the Major, I want to say.
Even.
If even. I feel like I remember watching one game, but maybe not. Yeah, it should be fun to see. He's going to go for the Midas. I don't know what's changed. Like, is it still like a Maelstrom build into what exactly?
Yeah, I think you go the standard route still with Midas Maelstrom, and then you either... I think this is one of the heroes that actually will like to buy Gleipnir, because having the double Gleipnir usage just makes it really easy for you to set up Spark Wraiths as well. Get a lot of damage out. So we could see him do that. We could also just see the Maelstrom into like more stat-heavy build with like Skadi, Manta, these kind of options.
Mm-hmm.
I think in a game where you're this uncountered, you might be able to do an offensive style build as well, where you focus less on the tankiness and just hit really hard. Daedalus comes to mind. But yeah, there's plenty of options. We don't see it very often, so there isn't like a clear-cut way of playing it this patch, so to say. So I'm just curious to see what he decides.
Yeah, and we get to see another Mirana, this time as a support for Ghost Frogs. The panel kind of talked about how that hero is a bit contested because we did see Borania play it it was actually yesterday. Wow, I'm not an old man after all.
Yes.
Which didn't work out because that was mid, and it was a question. I mean, it was one game, so small sample size, did not look particularly good. You could see the concept behind it. Just not a hero that has a great laning stage. But as a position 4, like totally different, right?
I actually felt like in their game yesterday, Mirana was not quote unquote the problem. I think it was like on a macro scale. I think Borania actually did a lot that game. But yeah, like you said, it didn't get the win, right? And at the end of the day, that's what matters. But I'm not sure the Mirana was at fault. So I think for that reason, Ghost Frogs, if they watched the game yesterday, which you would imagine they did, might feel like, okay, this Mirana is actually worth grabbing because they were impressed by it, possibly. At least I thought he played well in that game.
I never said he didn't play well. I just said the hero was still questionable, which I think you will agree with on some level.
Yeah.
But if it could be one of those here that's truly flexed between core and support, I'd be super happy because I feel like that should be the case in theory for like 80% of the heroes. That should be the object from the balancing side of things, right? So we'll see how this goes. As top lane, we're seeing Rasmus finally start to take over the creeps here, cutting the wave a bit. In the mid lane, we can see the CS discrepancy right now. Borania 27-6 versus the MTD TA 23-1 as he heads into the jungle. So, I mean, this is a very standard, like Lina versus TA is something we saw a ton, especially at the major. Do you have a favorite? Like, both can go in the jungle. Is there an actual hero that should be winning this lane, or is it kind of a wash?
I think TA should probably be doing a little bit better than this theoretically, so it might just be a little bit of outplay on Borania's part. But yeah, like either way, nobody should come out with a huge advantage pretty much ever. But Borania has found a lot of good denies, so he will find the level 6 first. Not an easy hero to kill in the TA though. There's obviously the refraction that you need to play around. He's going to pop it here and just take 0 damage from the stun. But yeah, I think overall just good start from Borania in mid. Oh, they're really low in all lanes. Smashers actually.
Top lane. Rasmus getting very low. The Cold Embrace was enough to keep J4 alive as Gilgar now on the run. Looks like he'll be okay. But that is going to be first blood for Ghost Frogs. I mean, it's something we didn't even talk about. The fact that there's a Drow Ranger with 4 ranged heroes, kind of... I feel like this is more of an older school strat, based on the fact that the ult has changed quite a bit. How much impact does that have, though, in today's game? With the ult being a bit changed.
I would say if you play, there's a couple of like carries or mid heroes rather that really benefit from it. I think TA really comes to mind as number 1. We also saw that strategy ran yesterday by Nigma in one of their games. They had TA Drow. Other one is Shadow Fiend, probably. You know, there's a couple of mid heroes that are agility type, but there are not many, right? Who else comes to mind than TA and Shadow Fiend? I don't even know if there's any other hero being played mid as agility ranged right now. Nobody plays Sniper. Nobody plays mid-troll. Viper, maybe, could be a thing with Drow as well, probably. But, yeah, it's like this small subset of heroes because of the way the ulti works nowadays. I would mainly focus on the secondary core that benefits rather than all of the ranged heroes. And that is a Drow, or TA, so it's really good.
Oh, Rasmus might be dead again, as apparently Wyvern's going to die as well, so it's going to be a trade. No Chrysalis. Might not have enough damage. Rasmus keeping close, but eventually does go down. Chrysalis might get traded, though. Gilgar, Fairy Fire's there. Into the Bushwhack, and Gilgar with Borania in the vicinity as well.
TP'd for that.
Oh, well, he got some XP, so he'll be okay with that, I suppose. That's the second death for Rasmus, but the good news for him is he did have Vanguard, or at least the Vit booster, on the Courier, so not a whole lot of gold lost.
And he got his own kill too, right? He got the kill in J4 first, so that was a 2-for-1. The Lina TPing ends up being unnecessary, so that will be a little bit of a catch-up for TA, who's now actually overtaking Borania for a brief moment. But yeah, overall, I think things going according to plan for the Smashers right now. So both teams have... Oh, hang on. They're really aggressive in this top lane.
There are a lot of creeps, but they're...
A little naive, like the Drow's level 6.
Has the Berserker's call. And the fact that they don't have any enemy creeps to actually proc these counter helixes is a big issue as well. But Gilgar gets off the Bushwhack again. into the Battle Hunger. Now TP support from Milan. Nope, he's going to actually cancel.
Oh, this could be a good dive for Bornea then. If they do this well,
if
they
they
get
saw
both
that
kills and the
TP.
tower. Oh, the Chrysalis is frozen. Oh, they missed.
Rasmus going in. They see the TP coming in now. Bushwhack connects. Now MTD has come to help out. And they definitely see this with this Observer Ward. This is kind of a weird play overall, but the LSA is going to miss. They don't really have any actual setup. They were almost hoping for the dive, it looks like. It just never came.
Yeah, this is a very awkward situation. Lina and TA in the top lane minute 7. That's TA usually doesn't really want to do this, and Lina, yeah, sometimes Lina will make a quick move there, but that was I don't really know who I would favor on that. I guess slight advantage for Hellbears because the 2 TPs, right? It's just a little bit of a gold investment with both Tia and Mirana using theirs, but yeah, they didn't really get much out of it. But from a macro perspective in the game, I still think all eyes should be on Ace, who is, yeah, he's a little bit behind the Drow and the TA, but it's not any substantial amount, and Arc Warden usually isn't the strongest laner. But now he's going to get that level 6, and this is when the ramp up starts with the Tempest double, so his farming will go up very, very quickly. And for Ghost Frogs, I think in this game, they should already be planning on how they want to take towers, right? Because you're playing against Arc, we know that's hard. It's also hard to push against Hoodwink and Phoenix, actually. So you need to be really strategic about, okay, when is Drow, when is TA ready, then bring the Tide to the front lines to soak and hopefully get the damage done. If you just sit back and chill and everybody farms, I really like Ghost Frogs, Smasher's chances. A fat Arc Warden in this game and an Axe against TA Drow sounds pretty damn good to me. So, a little bit of an onus on Ghost Frogs to get something done. Not necessarily right now, but probably in the next 10 minutes you really want to start putting.
And what about from Ghost Frogs' perspective? Like, what are they looking for? Because their lineup, it seems like it's set up for, I mean, once you win a fight, go for this ridiculous push. You can take Roche really fast, especially once the Deso is online for TA. Is that basically the game plan? Forcing
Roche at Deso doesn't sound too bad to me. Like, you have both Ravage, excuse me, you have both Ravage and Winter's Curse in the pit. It still is tricky against Arc Warden, but maybe if you make like a good smoke connection and kill a core, that's what a lot of the top teams would do, right? We have Deso and TA, let's kill one hero in the mid area, and then go threaten Roche, and if they don't buy back, we get it, and if they do buy back, we can retreat, and then we got a core plus their buyback, which is also a really big victory. So probably the Deso timing, I would say, is what you wait for. And then it's kind of secondary, whatever Drow has. She might have like a Yasha, or currently sitting on a Dragon Lance, so maybe she will finish the Yasha in time for the Deso. It'll be close. And then get something done.
Overall, very even game to start things off. I mean, you still favor the Hellbear Smashers line just because Ace has been basically untouched. His farm is just going to amplify, like you said, now that he has not only the Tempest double, but obviously the Midas, and he's only 1,000 away from finishing Maelstrom. And,
yeah.
I mean, I feel like there's not many heroes that farm faster than him.
With every passing minute that they don't lose a tower, their win expectancy should be going up slightly, unless they are getting morbidly out-farmed, right? But that shouldn't really be the case at this level of play with the lineups, I think. I think Lina, Arc, and Axe can all find enough space on the map. And the top net worth is probably going to be TA, but that's just Dota, right? She's top net worth every game if she isn't getting countered. But her relative impact with the net worth is probably lower than that of an Arc Warden, so it's okay if she's ahead by 1,000 or 2,000 in 10 minutes. It's not the end of the world for Smashers. But I'm really curious to see what Frogs will do in the next 10 minutes, because I feel like there's so much you could do, but they're really electing to just chill here. Very calm early game.
It's like both teams are just happy with farming away. And from your perspective, it feels like the Hellbear Smashers are going to be more they'll benefit more from this line of play. Milan,
I think so.
He sees the Bushwhack, will leap away to safety, as Bornea was smoked, but the arrow does connect on the backside of Gilger, but won't actually turn into anything aside from a tier 1 tower that will likely just be given up entirely. In the bottom lane, it'll just be the trade. So a bit of methodical gameplay for the most part.
Ace is actually really laying into Phaser mid. That's a huge... I'm calling him Phaser. It's MTD.
Fraser?
Phaser. I believe that is...
Call him Fraser if you want. Oh, Ravage bot lane into the anchor smash. Toby gets a nice kill onto Tofu. Gilger's here. He's going to get the Bushwhack with the Sharpshooter fall, so that's the break, but no follow-up whatsoever. And you can see Toby not really too scared of anything, as he does have the backup here.
Now, the thing about expending this Ravage for the Phoenix is that it's a decent kill, right? It's a level 6 support, but now you don't have the ability to push mid tower for another 2 minutes. And from my perspective, after you take this bot tier 1 as the Dire, I actually think you're kind of ready here. Oh, wait, MTD went Dagger instead of Deso. Did you mention that?
I did not. He definitely had Deso queued up, so
that's kind of... Yeah, I mean, he's obviously going to get a Deso, right? But it's more... I feel like it's kind of telling for what their mindset should be. If you elect to go Deso or Blink over Deso, you kind of want to look at least for one fight with this Dagger timing. But now that they ravaged bot, I don't know if that play really exists for them for a bit. So perhaps you just have to use your Dagger for farming and be like, okay, you know what? I take my little L and just keep the game rolling.
These spark rates are so annoying. They need to have some sort of a lifetime where they die if they chase you for too long. Just a little quality of life improvement that we could have in the future.
I don't think that's what quality of life means. That's quality of your enjoyment of the game.
Quality, well, technically it is quality of life because it kills you. So right now it's quality of death, if you want to think of it that way.
I think so. I think you're right. For quality of life purposes, all spells should heal in the next
literal quality
Literally
of life
everything.
In that case.
And if you attack enemies, they heal. And you win Dota by pacifist route. It's about healing the most.
Yeah, that's a good lesson for all of us, to be pacifist IRL, right? Definitely.
Absolutely.
We can see the smoke still applied. Ace has his Maelstrom. Indicates that perhaps they want to fight with this smoke, but think better of it, so just going to go back to farming. Rasmus has his Blink Dagger, and I assume it's just going to be the... Well, we've seen some BKB after this point, but if you're getting free farm like this, perhaps just the Manta into Shard.
Doesn't feel like a Blade Mail game, right? It's not very good against TA. And, oh well, it can in the right conditions, but I think more often than not you want to get the Manta so you can just break the refraction really fast when you call. And against Drow, if you do Blink Call Drow, she actually doesn't hit that hard because she loses marksmanship. So in that instance, it's not that good either. Oh, top lane?
Oh, top
go
lane,
for the classic
with
combo here.
Call with the Laguna Blade, the break is already applied, so that means he cannot get out of that stun. And the choppity chop from Rasmus, so...
We saw
nice
Smashers use this exact trio yesterday against Nigma to kill Mind Control's Tide like 5 times that game. The call into the sharpshooter and then
to death. Go ahead, Synder, keep talking. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Now you stop talking?
So... Yeah, so it's interesting to see the Smashers use this exact pairing, right, or trio. They used it yesterday in the Enigma game, and they X call into Sharpshooter, and because no hero can break out of the call, first of all, the Sharpshooter is guaranteed to land, but it also means if you have any self-dispels for the break, you can't use them during call. So these heroes actually really quickly make this Tide look like paper. Like, he's tanky. He has a hood, 1600 health. He disappeared.
I have a kind of a weird suggestion, and I want you to tell me how you think.
Here we go. Buff the fountain.
I know this is not normal, but because there's the call and all this interaction where you can't take it off, why not some status resist on Toby? What do you think of status resist this game for
you were going to suggest an item build, not a dumb nerf or change to the map.
No, of course not. I'm not qualified for that.
I could honestly see it. I could see a Sange maybe. But I think the Dagger first is probably necessary. But maybe there's... Could he go Halberd here? Is that...
I mean
maybe it's a little bit too
Lina
cute regardless.
Gordon, right?
If you're buying the statuses specifically to counter this combo, maybe you should just buy an Aeon Disc, right? Like, if that's what you're worried about, it's probably the safer route. Because if you... Like, I don't think he gets enough value out of this build-up from the Sange. It's not a very good Halberd game. It's okay against Dark Warden, but not great. And outside of that, like, maybe you can disarm Lina. It's like...
I mean, she eventually does get some damage, right? But yeah, no, it's not like the perfect...
But we'll see. More than anything, he should try to play around it, right? Like, when the fights come later, you have 2 choices as Tide. If you frontline, you're susceptible to this happening, but if anyone else frontlines, you get the Blink Ravage. So...
Ace
probably have the TA soak the damage.
Oh, that's going to be hard to kind of initiate here. You have the trap sets up with the Blink Dagger MTD. Arrow actually does connect too. So a very big kill for Ghost Frogs. That is the... Well, it was the top net worth for Hellbear Smashers, now number 2 behind the Lina.
This could lead into Roche, but the Deso is on the way, actually. Perfect timing if it arrives quickly on the Courier. And they are planning to start. So they have level 1 Gush. Level 4 Melt Strike. And no medallion? No medallion.
The Deso won't even arrive in time, but this is fast enough.
Really fast with Drow TA.
Yep, Gilligar, he gets the bushwhack.
They don't
He's
even
only
have
going
the
to hit
Deso
one,
on
though.
them yet.
Yeah, they have some crazy. Whoop! Oh my god, that was a good attempt from Tofu.
Yeah, that was close.
Not able to steal the
That was
Aegis. It
gonna
might
die.
cost him his life, though. Yep, there's the Gush, Anchor Smash. Doesn't have mana for Egg. Still has the 4 wand charges, but then just gets it off in time. That'll back them up as the Bushwhack now onto Crystallis. He's blown up. Of course, the Aegis not on him. As we see a Ravage come off just for defensive purposes. That's a 2-for-1 to start this fight. And it looks like Ghost Frogs are on the run, SyndereN. They still have the Aegis, though.
Oof, that is just not a good Ravage. Like, yeah, you get a 4-man Ravage, so for the MVP award after the game with the AI, that's probably great, but in terms of actual impact, that did pretty much nothing except put your team on a 2-minute
That
timer.
AI does not learn, let me tell you.
I don't know,
The
man.
worst. The worst.
But, like, I could see it if buying that time for your teammates was crucial for killing the X and disengaging, but I actually don't think it was. It just felt like a panic Ravage, like, oh, I'm dying, I'm gonna Ravage, and didn't really get any value out of that. So sometimes it's better to just not use your ult and die. Like, if you're that out of position and it's just a bad situation, it is what it is. In my opinion, the moment the Drow dies, that fight is over, and you try to get the hell out of there and not expend too many resources. You didn't have a big enough advantage from forcing the egg that you were going to win that 5v4 without your carry. So they got the Aegis, though, and that's really big for MTD here. Probably going to chill until the next Ravage, so a minute and a half. And then likely looking for the mid-tier 1. At least I think they should.
Yeah.
It's 18 minutes. Their draw strat has barely scratched this mid-tower. It's a bit concerning against Arc, once again, that you're not chipping into the map more than this.
Ace starting to be that annoying piece of garbage that all Arc Wardens are with that Tempest double.
Not
Just
biased
split pushing.
against the hero, by the way.
Not at all.
You love Arc Warden?
Love the concept. Yep, great concept overall. I mean, does anybody actually love this hero other than Ace? Let's be real. There's not many of you in the world. That's for sure.
It has made some pretty
though.
epic moments, honestly.
I think it can be fun to watch as long as you're not in the game. It can be fun. It's just like
That's
a
true. That's how you feel about Lion as well.
I mean, that's a different story. Bottom
Rasmus
lane,
is in trouble.
Rasmus in a bit of trouble. He has a Crimson Guard, by the way, attempting to TP out, knowing that the Ravage is down. So nice play from Rasmus.
I like the Crimson
Shadow
here.
still on.
It's not a very
that's pretty
popular
cool.
item right now, but you're playing against double ranged carry and a support Mirana, so I can see it. I can see it paying off. Obviously, the alternative item, like we talked about, was to go Manta, but he believes that his Arc Warden and Lina can get the job done. And also a side effect of this Crimson Guard, more tower defense, right? It's great against this Drow TA to just delay them when they try to go.
Yeah, they do have an incredibly annoying high ground defense team, the Hellbear Smashers, for sure, if it ever gets to that point.
As the Crimson
Tower's
on the
at half
tower.
HP, you can see Crimson Guard
Bubble.
with yep, the bubble.
Oh boy, here we
Magnetic
go. And
field.
Gilger's just farming
Good
top. He
points.
doesn't even need to defend. He's like, whatever.
Yeah, you can have
he
two
probably needs to
bodies
come
at
back
one,
now,
one
though.
spot. It's good stuff.
Bit surprised.
That's a lot of
Maybe
damage
they-
on the tier 2 top as well.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe they couldn't mount a defense here. On second thought, I actually kind of like them giving it up. I think just pay respect to the Aegis TA with Drowra. Just tied with Ravage. You can't see him. You don't know where he is. It's not a fight you should take. So I think that was a good choice from Smashers to not go there.
MTD showing himself here, trying to get the clone, and he does so successfully. A little extra gold. And so that's the one good thing about killing the clone, is it does give quite a bit of gold. Toby, only 300 gold away from Pipe with the 1550 gold recipe. You can see Rasmus in the trees here. We'll be blinking out, and we'll TP to safety.
I'm not sure I like the pipe. I know what the idea is, right? You're against Spark Wraiths, you're against Lina, you're against Phoenix. It's not that you're not going to get value out of it, but this just feels like a game where all of his cores will buy BKBs, and then the pipe will maybe fall a little bit flat compared to something more ambitious he could have built for right now. Like, say, getting an item that gives him mana pool for an ultimate refresher, or getting, like we talked about, maybe an Aeon Disc, which kind of is a 2-for-1, right? That also gives you the mana, so you could get refresher after that if you wanted, or you could get Shiva, you could get if you fancy.
Just name
Hellbear,
every item in
work.
the shop while we're at it. 1K net worth lead for
That's true.
For Hellbear
He could get that one
Smashers.
as well.
Toby, just blindly pick, and you'll pick something better than pipe, is what
Dagon.
SyndereN is trying to say. Toby has that blink available.
say Dagon or
Ravage
Dagon?
online? I say Dagon.
That's wrong.
I don't care.
If
How
you
long
had
have
said
you known
Dagon,
me?
that
I
would have
don't
also
care.
been wrong.
Oh, okay, so what is the right answer?
The other one.
Oh, Toby, he's going to get the Ravage. It's only on Phoenix, who has buyback. I think he was expecting more people in the area, but that's a big cooldown.
Oh, found
Down
Toby
for Ghost
here.
Frogs.
No blink
Yeah,
call, though.
See some pressure here. Bornea has the BKB Boots of Travel Yules online. We'll be going for Shivas next, it looks like. And it feels like Ghost Frogs, now that they've used that, they can't really set up another fight.
Yeah. Yeah, if he used that Ravage in anticipation of hitting more heroes, it's fine. If he knew it, if he did it knowing that he would only hit Phoenix, I don't like it that much. Again, you're wasting away your Aegis like this.
Yeah, we're going to see Rasmus
actually
with the
expired by
initiation
now, so maybe we
and
have to.
Laguna Blade. So Milan takes a
wait,
tumble.
Man, they got very little value out of that Aegis, actually. I thought they still had it, but it's been 6 minutes since Roche died.
Yeah, it expired on its own. Yeah, you're right. I felt like they tried to force that, but I think the Aegis expired like right before they went.
It did, yeah, but it's kind of a... I feel like it's a symptom, though, of the previous Ravage usages, right? That they haven't been able to at least try to grab a tier 2. I'm making it sound easy. Like, I know the matchup you're facing is really annoying to push into, but I still do think they could have maybe pulled off a bot tier 2 at least, if they really wanted, while they had Aegis.
Mm-hmm. Either way, they will not get it. Chrysalis getting hounded by Ace's doppelganger here. In the literal sense, not the spell name, of course, because that is Phantom Lancer. But 2K net worth lead for Hellbear. It feels like it is a bit of a methodical game, and it is...
Missed the call.
It is benefiting the Smashers right now, mainly because it just feels like there is no fight without Ravage. And if you use it, that's another couple minutes where Smashers can just take map control and do whatever the hell they want. Of course, you still have the Roche advantage. You have the minus armor, so when that comes back up, if you can get maybe a pick into it, that could still benefit you. But I mean, it's not even about the
Think about
the
trying
Ravages
Toby again.
having- Yeah,
Oh,
he's
quick
going to blink
blink.
out, though. It feels like they're just too reliant on Ravage. Maybe that's the issue with the lineup as a whole.
It's kind of reminiscent of the game yesterday from Nigma, right? Where they ran Tide as their only real stun. That was the game they lost in that series, game 1.
Yeah.
They just never really
on.
found the opportunities they were looking
Rules
for.
into Arrow will connect, and that is going to be a dead Gilger. That'll be another kill for MTD, who's on a killing spree right now, 3-0.
He's very strong, level 20.
They're going to
with
find,
haste
that's the
rune.
silence, that's the shard from TA, so that's going to be another kill on Tufu. Very nicely done. Didn't realize he had picked that up. Pretty value against a hero like Phoenix. See, if Roche was up right now, this would be beautiful timing for them, because they would just completely disintegrate him. But they'll focus on the tier 2 instead. This is all without the Ravage, but it is now
Yeah, ironically,
online.
the spell we've talked about the whole time. Well, all it took was a Mirana arrow setup instead. They didn't need the big team
the
fight, they just
classic
needed to catch
initiation.
anything. Not gonna go high ground though, it's a bit too difficult, but Roshan is spawning very soon. He has his potential respawn already, which is why J-Force checking the area. They've placed a trap, and honestly, I really like what Ghost Frogs are doing right now. They're placing offensive wards in the enemy triangle in anticipation of the Roche. They're taking the top tier 1. They're just setting up a fortress here, which, like, this isn't like some sort of revolutionary strategy. It's just stable and solid. Like, it's the best play on the map, in my opinion. So I think it's a very clear-cut call, what they are trying to accomplish, and it's showing. So, see if they find a pick here.
Oh, Milan Arrow actually will connect on the real ace, but they're going to back up for now into the high ground. Rasmus jumps in and gets silenced instantly, though. Pops that Crimson Guard. BKB pop by MTD, just going to focus all his pressure. There's the big Ravage onto multiple heroes. Rasmus is dead, the Phoenix as well. Along with the Tempest double, Milan just takes a Laguna Blade to the face, but just walks it off. And now
That should be Roche.
Roche Frogs looking very good to take the next Roche.
If
There
you
are
want to defend this
buybacks,
Roche, you double buyback now. If you're not doing it now, you're not holding this. It dies way too fast, and it seems the call is, let them have it. Let them eat cheese.
Yep, Cheese and Shard, of course. It looks like Wyvern will not be the one to take Shard, although Gilger is in the area looking for the Bushwhack. Will actually connect onto 3, but doesn't really have a good way to get inside the pit itself.
Yeah,
So
dagger, he
Chrysalis,
could have taken the Aegis.
he could have taken everything. Yeah, that was really good.
He could have got all three.
By the way, he did not get his special item that would help him.
That's
I keep
true. No
forgetting the
tree
name,
this
the
game.
Ironwood
No
tree.
Ironwood tree.
Yeah. So, Aegis on Chrysalis's Drow. We have Cheese is not on TA. Is it on Tide? Tide's
Interesting they
holding
put
the shard
Aegis
but
on
not
Drow
using it. So I
this
think
time.
they're discussing it right now.
I guess the logic behind putting Aegis on Drow is that they feel like Drow is the only hero that's going to be hitting towers here against the Arc Warden lineup. But mostly you see it go on TAs, right? The second life on TA is incredibly valuable. She has so much burst when going in, and it gives you the safety of tanking all of those spells and then having a second volley with BKB.
Ooh!
Arrow!
How did that arrow not
Super
connect?
close.
My goodness. The hitbox is just a little bit off. Milan's going to walk right by him, invisible, so Gilgir has no idea that he was spotted. The sharpshooter onto the other side of the tree line. Beautifully done, Milan. With the arrow not quite in time, though. By the way,
Outtakes
what
from the
happened to
enemy.
the cheese?
Mirana
happened to the
missed the
cheese?
squirrel twice.
That's true.
But we didn't get to see that because they cut those out and got the hit, so we'll get that later.
I don't see anybody holding cheese, Synder. Was it used?
Wait. Huh?
There was not a fight, so that was weird. Maybe somebody denied it.
Did Gilgir deny it when he got the vision from the tree on...
Well, it's possible.
That is a play. I didn't see him do it, but he might have got a shot in.
But he picked the wrong one. Not that you have much of a choice, I guess.
Yeah.
You get so little vision. But yeah, I mean, that is something. That is potentially a second life for somebody like the TA. I mean, that could have been the reason why TA didn't take
right?
Aegis.
Or is the
I
Tide?
don't know. Tide took it, yeah.
TA already
TA's had
bought
his
her
shard.
on. Is Tide really the best choice? I guess it's for sieging, right?
We'll talk about Tide in just a moment, because it is a pretty cool shard. As Toby's
Oh,
going to
there
jump
it is.
in.
The real clip.
They finally find Gilgir.
Okay, that was also an
Okay,
outtake
well,
from
Milan is taking a
Never
lot of
mind.
damage from Ace. Okay. Ace, not really his real hero, but he's doing a lot of damage with this little guy, that's for sure. Don't think they'll find the kill on Toby, but Gilgir lives as a result of this, and they find a kill on position 4 Mirana.
He's deceptively tanky for a Hoodwink because he has Ghost Scepter as well as Solar Crest. And level 16. Like, Gilgir has this ability to get really high levels on his Hoodwink 4. Just playing these side lanes, farming up. So yeah, they didn't pull that off. I thought that was going to be a kill, but he's tankier than what you'd think. So you were going to talk about Tide, right? So they gave the shard to him, primarily really good for sieging. I guess that's why Ghost Rocks are going that route. They're like, okay, if we're ever going to win this game, we have to take towers, and Arc Warden's annoying, but he can't protect against Anchor Smash, right? That hits in the bubble. So that should be really good, actually. If he can get tanky enough to do that confidently. Oh, okay. He got him. Alright, I'm not sure if there's tech issues on my end or SUNSfan's end here. Alright, it sounds like we've lost SUNSfan for a bit, so we're gonna assume he has a little bit of internet issues. So this is the solo cast that you all asked for. You wanted this, and you're gonna get it by chance here. Axe is gonna... Oh my god. He had half health and got one shot by, I believe, a Daedalus crit there with the Drow Aura coming in handy. And Ghost Rocks are going to look to siege high ground. So they do have Blink Ravage ready still. Toby will go in for that Anchor Smash, but taking a lot of damage. We'll back off. Feeling confident to go and hit it at least with Axe dead. There isn't that call combination with the Hoodwink that they've been looking for a lot of the time against this Tidehunter. But still, they will end up backing off. Don't really see the opportunity to look for this tier 3 for the time being. But still great picks. The Axe kill, as well as... I thought they got a secondary kill, but that's just the old Gilgir kill from a while ago. He just had a really long respawn time. Ace is going to push in top once again. Milan going to commit everything to kill this illusion. Very annoying, but obviously the reward is pretty good. MTD should make relatively easily get this kill. 300 gold, very nice. That's an extra creep wave and a half almost. Maybe just a creep wave. Oh, there's another creep wave. Yep, you know, sometimes they just disappear in front of your eyes. Let's have a look. So Roche is 3 minutes. The Aegis just expired, and now Ghost Frogs are gonna smoke. So this is a very unexpected play, I think. You chose to go right after you lost your Aegis. You don't have the cheese, so realistically speaking, Ghost Frogs don't really have any advantage heading into this next move. Apart from, of course, positional advantage that they are looking to take here on the enemy triangle. Considering placing vision, they don't have any wards, so J4 can only place that sentry for safety. But their position is very strong behind MTD here. Obviously the Wyvern save will be very useful if he gets jumped, and he doesn't. So, easy tower grab for them. And the push is going the other way. So this is kind of what this game is going to look like, probably for the next 10 minutes at least, is that Smashers don't really want to fight. They're going to split push with their Arc Warden all the time and try not to get caught too much. Gilger currently sitting invis in that camouflage. Will be forced out by an arrow and more than likely die. Alright, Ghost Scepter buying some time. And now he's dead. Clutch! Not clutch enough. That was pretty sexy though, not gonna lie. That was a really good attempt. With the Sharpshooter. I think Gilger, more than any other Hoodwink I've seen play, has been doing a really good job at using Sharpshooter as a repositioning tool in high pressure moments. It's kind of cool to see. Like, obviously the offensive use is the primary one, but even that little bit of a hop can make a big difference sometimes. They're gonna find Toby bot. Instant Ravage! Okay, Arrow is completely off the mark, and Rasmus will get ult. So Milan with the leaps. They're gonna find this one kill. And get themselves an extra clone. And again, it's maybe not the Dream Ravage, but it's something. They get a key kill on the Axe, and this should, again, maybe allow them to push a little bit of high ground. Tide should feel pretty safe with Cold Embrace, as well as his Magic Resistance and the Pipe, to maybe go and do a little bit of smashing on the tower, but I guess the Smashers know a thing or two about anchor smashing, so they're just going to defend, and he's going to respect that and back off. So no smashing today for Tide. We'll get it later, I'm sure. So we're back to just shoving out lanes. They're building a relatively significant advantage, though. Ghost Frog sitting on 6k gold lead. So step by step, they are advancing that position, but you need to keep in mind that there are, I don't know how many Arc Warden games on record like this, where you're 15, 20k gold ahead, minute 45, and Arc Warden just does his thing and eventually clutches out a win. So wouldn't really feel too safe yet if I'm Ghost Frogs, but it's definitely a good position that they're in. And these couple of kills on Axe have slowed him down a lot. He might have had the Manta by now if he hadn't been caught these 2 times. Misery with a very, very big disadvantage. He's actually 5k gold behind Toby on the Tide. And usually Axe is able to find comparable, if not better, farm than Tidehunter. So this is good stuff from Ghost Frogs to shut down that Axe in his tracks as much as possible. Especially considering yesterday in Game 1 against Nigma, I would say Rasmus on the Axe was the MVP of that game. Didn't have the same success on his Dragon Knight, but seems very planned here from Ghost Frogs that they want to try to counter the Axe in the game. And now it becomes a battle of this triangle. So with Roshan spawning soon, they obviously don't know that it's in a minute and a half. That is our luxury to know that. But both teams will be starting to play this area to try to access the Roche pit. The primary tool for doing this is obviously Smoke the Seat, which I think... Okay, so there's one smoke on Rasmus, and there's one smoke on Milan. So both teams do have that to make one offensive move and try to get themselves a key kill into Roche. But for now, Ghost Frogs are, I would argue, in the better position. They have Tide standing in the pit, so he's gonna obviously see a spawn with a trap as well. And they have the deeper, or the closer ward to Roshan. The Radiant ward is overlooking the triangle, but it is not overlooking the river area close to Roche. So if Roche were to spawn right now, it just goes to Ghost Frogs, actually. This is a full-on gamble from Smashers that it's not spawning. The early spawn was quite a while ago, so it could have easily been killed already, but they're getting a bit lucky here. Shoving into bottom. Getting the bot tier 2 tower, but top lane, hello, your base. Are they trying to base race this drop? There's even protection. They just lost the lane of Rax for nothing. Oh, uh-oh. Yep, not an expert at the game, but I think that was not a good trade for the Hellbear Smashers there, losing Elena Barracks and not even taking a tier 3 tower. They did not get a Roche. And to find a blink call though onto MTD, immediate Cold Embrace, great Ravage, catching 3 on the side. Milan comes in immediately for the follow through. Gilger and Rasmus already dead. Laguna Blade not enough for the kill. Actually, never mind, he did get Milan. And they force out the Supernova, but I think that's going to be the end of Radiant's attack here. So they trade Mirana for Axe Hoodwink. And now, even with that Ravage expended, I think Ghost Frogs are very ready to look at Roche. With that Aghanim Scepter on TA, she's immediately into the pit, using that Psionic Projection on the trap that she had pre-placed for Vision. Oh, hello. Hey guys, you want a gem? Did Gilger just fly in the courier with a gem on it to scout Roche? Okay. I've seen it all. I have seen it all, guys. So they're giving the Scepter to Tide for now. He's not using it. He now uses it. Okay, so upgraded Gush. And they find, well, Borneo will find J4. It's probably going to cost him at least a BKB. You will be able to back off from this very, very nimble. This MTD could think about going for Gilger here. Obviously, he still has that Ghost Scepter. There's no... I forgot the name of that item. Why is that not coming to mind right now? I have these moments sometimes. It's really weird. Nullifier. There's no Nullifier on the TA. It's kind of understandable, guys. I never buy this item, so, you know. Alright. Well, I guess Tide with that Aghanims is just... He's going to go back and refresh here. He's out of mana, giving the gem to the courier. Actually going to stay out here. Probably send out a bit of mana regen here, because you have Ravage in 50 seconds, and if you're Ghost Frogs now, I think you really want to... You want to push the tempo. You have a huge advantage. Aegis Cheese. You got the Scepter. You stole the enemy gem. Oh, well, I don't know if stole is the right word. You were given a gem. Axe Call. He does find Toby, so they're going for this combo, and this time it should work with the Sunray as well. So a little bit of a pickup for Smashers. 80 seconds on Tide, no buyback. But do they know? Probably not. They have literally no way of knowing this. He has bought the AC recently, so could maybe come to the conclusion that the Tide does not have buyback, and at the very least push this mid-tier 2 with their man advantage. And it does look like that is the plan. Having all spells in their arsenal except Sharpshooter. This tower is more than likely just going to be conceded, and Ghost Frogs are just playing this passively. It's the right choice. You definitely don't defend this tower. And if the Radiant do fancy going high ground, then maybe you can catch like a curse if you're clutch with the dagger, or at the very least just try to defend with your spell spamming with Mirana, Drow, as well as Wyvern. But no attempt from Smashers. They're going to back off. They're going to take what they were given. They got one core kill on the tower, but they have to go back and defend top with Ace. I wonder if... So when this Tide spawns, I think Ghost Frogs are probably just going to look to smoke straight away. Their waves are pretty good. The top lane was pushed in very far, so Ace has a lot of work to do up here. Bottom lane is... Actually, never mind. Bottom lane's in trouble, so they need to solve that first before they can make an offensive smoke move. Against Arc Warden, always really important that the side lanes are pushed out. He's actually going to get the bottom tower almost now if they're not reacting at all. Yeah, his clone is going. It needs to hit once. Oh, it's expiring. He's trying his best, but... He needed one hit, didn't get it. It expired just in time. Moonlight Shadow. They do see this Moonlight. MTD was showing on the bottom creep wave at the same time, so unlikely to find success here. But actually, Ace is playing in a very offensive position. Alright, just grabbing the little bit he could. He knew exactly what was coming there. Knew roughly where they were on the Moonlight Shadow, and got to reset. So let's see. So Ghost Frogs are once again taking this triangle area. There's no Roche this time, but it's a good offensive position for them regardless. And let's see if they can find some sort... Do they still have a smoke now? They do have a smoke on Wyvern. Feels like a good moment. You have MTD push out bottom. He has the psionic projection, so he can put traps on other positions on the map and connect with his team. And if he finds a good push bottom, or at least shoves it out a little bit and gets information, that's when you make this move. So this looks really good from Ghost Frogs. Is Rasmus going to be the target again? It does look like it. Good blink, though. but he's kind of in an awkward position now. Aeon Disc popped by Tofu, and he's going to get... Oh, he did hit the arrow. It actually looked like it was going to miss, but it didn't. Ace, looking for the ranged barracks. MTD coming in. Will hold it, just barely. But Smashers make the best out of a bad situation. Good arrow from Milan. Had a feeling Rasmus was there. And they do grab themselves a bonus kill. 75 seconds on the sidelines. They got the Phoenix plus the disc. Now they're shoving straight down bottom. It's such a sigh of relief when you're playing against Arc Warden if you find 1 or 2 kills, because it means you can finally stabilize the map. This bottom lane has been a thorn in their side for 5 minutes. And now with this push out that MTD finally gets to do with confidence here, he can even psionically project behind the Lina top. Oh, Borneus not going to expect this at all. That's a Ravage. Excellent kill. And he has no buyback. He had no idea this was coming. He sees the TA bottom. He knows what just happened a moment ago, and nobody could have made it over there in time except for that Tide combination with the projection. Really nice stuff from MTD and Toby, and that is well worth the Ravage.
Hello?
Hello, sir. How's it going?
Apologies. What happened? This game's over. 15K. What the hell happened, SyndereN? You've talked too much, but it's okay because it's about to come to an end, apparently. And this is gonna be. This is the second Rax. Jesus, what happened to this game, SyndereN? Tell me, I literally don't know, SyndereN, please.
Well, Ghost Frogs got themselves a lot of kills on the Axe, and they got the Roches, and then they got 1 key kill just now on the Lina with Psionic Projections. Great curse.
You're
Axe
still
going
casting.
for a last
You're doing
desperate
a
call.
great job. He's gonna get off the egg, SyndereN. Watch out for that egg. Rasmus not able to be taken out though. It's 2 dead. Make it 3 with the buyback available. And this is looking like the beginning. Man, you have done such a fabulous job. Somehow, when I left, Ghost Frogs won the game. It's been 10 minutes.
And the viewer count went up by like 50%.
Yes, apparently. Well done, Ghost Frogs. Is there any comeback potential here for Hellbear Smasher, SyndereN?
No.
Thank you. I'll let you keep it nice and short because I'm sure your throat's burning. This is too much talking for you. Even, I mean, coming for somebody that goes on endless monologues, it prepared you for this moment. So I'm really proud to call you my friend, SyndereN. Thank you so much for putting up with my
I was telling the viewers I was
internet.
actually really hyped when you disconnected. I was like, finally.
Yeah, I'll have
Finally,
to
I
go
get
back and
to
see how much
unlock.
crap you talked about me in the meantime.
Yeah.
We'll be fine, I think. I'm currently casting off a very low pixelated screen here, so I'm sure it's going to be good. I'm connected to my phone, SyndereN. It's a hotspot, so I'm sure everything will be fine. Oh, looks like MTD has an Aghanim. Man, he is farmed. What happened? Goodness. He has a Swift Blink, an Aghanim Scepter, everything. Jesus.
He has Aghanims, guys.
When did he buy that?
A long time ago, and he used it to win the game.
Damn. I wish I could have been there for that. That sounds sounds really
You know what's
hype.
so funny about this is that I can totally relate to how you're feeling right now. If you miss like 5 to 10 minutes of a Dota game and you come back, you just completely lost track. Like even if you play a game and it's paused for 10 minutes, like nothing even moved, you lose like touch of some things that are going on, like the feel of it and everything. So yeah, when you genuinely miss 10 minutes.
I won't get into that. That sounds like a little too much for me, SyndereN, but yeah, absolutely. Was it just one fight that turned
Have you disconnected
it?
in a pub and reconnected 5 minutes later without having an abandon?
No, I don't
that
have a
happened to you?
disconnection. I don't ever disconnect unless it's
Right,
live
okay.
casting, apparently.
That's true.
At 2 a.m.
That's true. Yeah. That's what it feels like. You come back after 5 minutes and you're like, what the hell is happening in the game? Arrow? Oh,
Yeah.
close.
Very close indeed. Man,
All right,
yeah,
so I
he's
did
pretty
say
farmed
no
as well.
joke sarcastically that there's like no way of coming back. They have Arc Warden. You can always win with Arc. You can always
That's true.
win.
It's endless high ground defense for the win.
Great
They're gonna jump in.
call!
Rasmus gets a nice call onto 2. Right clicks from MTD are there, though. Rasmus getting quite low. In the meantime, we have the egg go off with the Sunray in addition. And the BKBs, the retreat is here for Ghost Frogs. They're going to blink out. No casualties yet. Ravage was expended. Oh, Rasmus, a little bit short on that Berserker's call. And now Ghost Frogs on the high ground. Doesn't look like Hellbear Smashers will go any further. I mean, there are creeps in their base, SyndereN. Based on just the small amount of vision, I do see that it looks like mega creeps, in fact. Correct me if I'm wrong.
They do have
Great.
megas.
That's great to see. Absolutely. Can't wait for this game to end. Anywho, 19K net worth lead for Ghost Frogs, as they're in prime position to 1-0 lead in this best of 3. Very important series, by the way.
They could chill. Yeah, this is an elimination game. It's really important.
Series.
They could chill. Yeah, series. Pardon me. They could chill for a minute and get the next Roche. It's almost impossible for Hellbear Smashers to go and contest it, but they're probably going to try. Oh, there's no Ravage, of course, for 80 seconds, so maybe you do actually make a go here as the Smashers. Does he have Travels too? He does. So now you can connect the Arc Warden from base on any hero when you get a catch. But it looks like, in all likelihood, they're not really accessing this triangle. Ghost Frogs have it on lockdown with that great aggressive vision.
Ace is fully loaded. He is going for a Swift Blink, it looks like. He has a ton of gold. I mean, is this a hero that you go for Divine on, potentially? I mean, I think we're at that stage of the game where you make that decision.
Yeah, I would like to see the Rapier on Lina. He's got it queued up. Arc Warden... Not yet, probably. I think the Swift Blink on Arc Warden feels necessary. Like, he's struggling to get in connection with plays as much as he wants. Here comes Roche.
Can you tell me, this is the third Roche, or is this number 4 now?
This is number 4, right?
Okay. Oh yeah, it has both, so I guess that's pretty, it's either 4th or 5th. I don't think I missed that much time. Alright, so we got Refresher on Toby. We have the Cheese, we have the Ags. Good, clean stuff. Mirana Ags. Alright, so the Sacred Arrow with the Star Storm. That's, it's better than it sounds, I'll say that much. But of course, it is a support Mirana. All these cores already have all their items fully loaded. Oh, MTD! Man, Borania is super fast. Actually has the flicker as well. That's really annoying. That's actually a great counter to the silence on the traps.
Yeah.
So
sure.
A good pickup from the neutral. Good RNG there. Good, sir.
I think they're going to need more than just RNG at this point, the Smashers, but... It's kind of crazy,
if I can
right?
disconnect, like, so can the other team.
You're mega creeped. Stop lagging. You're mega creeped. You're down. You have 3% chance of winning still, according to Gabe Newell. Gabe Newell has played a lot against Arc Warden in his day, and his favorite hero being Sand King, he struggled to push into this arc. So he's giving the Radiant team a 3% chance of winning this game.
He's seen a lot of Arc Warden games then. I've lost so many games with Mega Creeps to Arc Warden. This is why he's the most hated hero for me, SyndereN. Part of it has to do with low skill, of course, on my part, but needless to say,
he
can buy the Swift Blink if he wants. For sure.
You'd probably have an easier time winning against Arc Warden if you didn't lag and disconnect in the games. It really does make it harder to win.
Yeah, I've been told that. We'll have to look into my internet connection, and I truly apologize to only you, SyndereN.
Oh.
Because I know solo casting can be brutal.
I had fun.
Would you like to do some more of it?
I'm sure it will.
Probably going to disconnect again, I'm sure. Man, T8 level 29. So we'll be getting the Bash at the next level if she's able to extend this game even further, which I'm pretty sure she doesn't want to do. I mean, she has so much gold, she can eat her Ags and still get another item.
Yep.
Obviously wants to keep the buyback just in case, but...
I wonder what you get.
I mean, they have the Aegis.
MKB?
Yeah, we see the Rapier now on Borania. So... And he still has room to grow, of course. But yeah, still waiting for the... Did he pick up the Swift Blink on Ace yet? I feel like he's just hoarding this gold right now. This is not the Gambler.
Yeah.
This is not a hero. Oh, he's going for something.
He does not have enough gold for
Rapier.
Swift plus buyback just yet. But he's going to buy the component that's in the secret shop, so that's secured. He's flying that out over the edge of the map. But he needs to replace a slot. So technically he could get it now if he was selling an item. But I don't know what's he actually going to swap out to get a Swift Blink? Travels, I guess? So he wants to have the Travels too, and then when he travels in, he wants to swap in the Swift Blink? That sounds awkward. So if you're on defense, I think you want the Swift Blink on you instead of Travels.
This could be the beginning of the end of game 1. 3 heroes smoked from Ghost Frogs. You can see they're posturing towards that bot side of the lane here. Looking for a potential big Ravage.
Triple arrow?
Oh, you can see the arrows come out. Yeah, those are really annoying. So basically everybody level 25 at this point. As see wards getting dewarded. Tofu able to get one successfully, so It's all about the initiation. If Rasmus can get a big call, they could still hold on here. Oh, the bushwhack onto Milan with the sharpshooter in turn.
Good damage.
But it looks like he's going to live through the day.
Wyvern pressed a button, healed 1500.
Yep, he's a good hero.
Not quite, he healed 1k. So it's not that broken.
And now we see MTD pounding upon these tier 4 towers. This is going to be very hard to hold. They've waited for all these creeps to push in. Very good positioning overall. MTD and Toby. They're smoked up right now. Toby obviously wants to get a good Ravage, but maybe just wait for one of these arrows to connect. That is one. They're not going to follow it up. He is invisible right now. Or smoked up, I should say. And are they actually not going to go with this Aegis?
Call.
You see some damage being done by Ace in the meantime. Rasmus did jump in. Tidehunter getting very low. Gets off the Ravage finally. Hits a couple heroes on the backside. Laguna Blade is there, but the Winter's Curse only on one hero. Somehow Toby gets off a second Ravage with that Refresher Shard. Dies shortly after. No buyback whatsoever. Rasmus dies, buys back in the game immediately. It is 5v4 in favor of Hellbear Smashers. Lina extremely low, right on the high ground here. Looks like the Rapier's going to drop. Who's going to pick it up is the question. It's still on the ground. She has the buyback. She uses it. Somebody's got to pick that up. Chrysalis looks like it's going to be him.
Oh my god, from the ashes into the
themselves.
fire. Did you see that?
45k net worth lead for Ghost Frogs.
Such a great heads-up play from Milan, though. Dude, that was really funny. So he catches him just on the edge of the TP, and the moment he lands from the Yules, he flickers away from one arrow into another arrow.
That's the RNG aspect of the flicker.
That was, I mean, I don't know if he has an escape there. It was just really funny, but I really like that attempt from Smashers to get the Tide, but Milan coming in clutch with the Wind Waker, saving the Tide there. Again, I really feel like an Aeon Disc should be on the menu for Toby here over Satanic. I don't think Satanic really matters that much. You just need to stay alive and get off a Ravage. So get Aeon Disc. Make sure you don't die to this exact combo. It's nice that he can rely on Milan in that instance, but it still got awkward. Like, he ended up using 2 Ravages that weren't really, like, that good, to be honest. Wasn't it 2 Ravages? He had the Refresher.
Maybe right? It was 2 Ravages. He used the Shard, the Refresher Shard. Maybe he's boycotting Aeon Disc because he knows it's about to get nerfed. He's up to snuff on the future patch to come, SyndereN. Very important.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
what
good.
it is.
Wow, Octarine, man, Milan is so farmed. Holy crap.
He is huge.
Yeah, the
I'll not
what's
say
the Yules
like
upgrade called again?
That's really
I literally can't remember the name
Wind
of the Yules
Waker.
upgrade. Wind Waker, what a great item. Use it on teammates. Yeah. You can move if you use it on yourself. You can see
it's
the
very
value.
easy to remember because it's like a great video game.
From a what?
Please tell me you know this game.
No, I don't.
It's one of the Zelda, Shannon. It's a very iconic game.
No, I've never played Zelda. You know this. You're just trying to embarrass me in front of millions of people.
What? Why are we friends, actually? What
either
do we have
you
in
don't
common?
know this because you never listened to me, or you know this and you're embarrassing me. Either way, you're a terrible friend. There's no getting out of this one, SyndereN. 46,000 net worth lead. What is the percentage now?
I don't feel bad, actually. Should I?
You should. You are a robot.
Okay.
I'm programming you to say, or to let you know that you should feel some shame for this.
We are sorry.
That's a pretty good impression, actually. I'll give you that. Did she? She has.
That was a reference to South Park, which you probably wouldn't get either. Just sorry. Okay.
South Park's great. That's another story.
I think it was South Park, right? I think it's from South Park.
SyndereN, you've never seen a South Park episode. Why are you lying to us? You're just trying to seem like you're hip
I'm pretty
with
sure it
the
is.
shows these
I'm pretty
days.
sure it's from South Park, Shannon. I think I've actually seen that clip.
Chrysalis is so farmed. He's going for an Aghanim Scepter, which, I mean, it's not like it's the worst Ags, but it's mostly for pushing waves, right? I mean, if they're in close quarters, it's pretty good, but he just has nothing to spend it on anymore.
Yeah, I guess. Like, what else are you going to buy, right? You're maxed out. Moonshard. It's Moonshard or Ags. The Ags is probably just better value. 50k gold lead, though. What an Arc Warden game this is.
Yep.
Okay, they actually... Look at the win expectancy. They went from 0 to 1 when
I thought there were 3.
Arc Warden destroyed a Sentry Ward. That was the game changer.
Oh, is this is another Rapier incoming? Mr. Arc Warden's Courier? They're trying to scout things out with Gilgar here.
Currently, I am
he's going for Moonshard. Okay.
Lena is farming a new Rapier, though, getting protection from Rasmus top, but that is a really good Ravage.
Onto 2. That is essentially
Okay.
a dieback onto Borania and Rasmus. That is truly unfortunate. Can Arc Warden win 3 versus 5? I mean, he has a double, so maybe that's 4v5 for the time being. Has the Moonshard coming, and he has eaten it successfully. So this is the hold. Of course, this is only game 1 of the best of 3 as Chrysalis pops the BKB from afar, and Ace actually gets force-stepped to the other side. Very unfortunately, he has to buy back in the game, but the buildings are dead, SyndereMan. And this game, which will go down as one of the best casted games of all time, mainly because I was not there for a good chunk of it. But Hellbear Smashers, and I mean, this was a good game. I thought Hellbear Smashers would be the favorites coming in.
You don't actually know if it was a good game.
That's right. That's true. I literally just made that up because I did miss half of it. But
it was a pretty good game.
Ghost Frogs,
I think
they looked good.
Yeah, I think so. Overall, I liked the Smashers' chances going later with their Arc Warden, but Ghost Frogs had a couple of really key moments during that game where they didn't just like sit back and farm forever. They took advantage of a couple of key picks they got. They got every Roche. I honestly feel like that's what won them the game. All of the Roshans they got and all of the kills on Axe that they found in side lanes, with Milan and MTD in particular spearheading those moves. Just really set the tone for the game. It took too long for Arc Warden. I think this was not necessarily really a drafting issue from Hellbear Smashers. I just think they got outplayed in the game. So great work by Ghost Frogs. I'll see what the adjustments are going to be in the game.
That's exactly right, SyndereN. Thank you to my Chromecast for showing that I still do not have internet access, so this is just magic that I'm able to even talk to you right now. What a world we live in. But in that world, I may not be coming back. We'll see after this short break, and then we'll see what the panel has to say about everything that I missed.